folks, we are here at Videoscape Europe. Yes, we are in London and we're in the gorgeous BAFTA building. You can see behind us some beautiful portraits of some pretty famous people, but I am here today with Simon Walker.
None more famous.
None more famous than the one that's standing next to me. Hello. Hello, Simon.
Hi, January. Thank you for having me, as it were, in such a wonderful place.
Of course.
Welcome to your living room.
Yes, my living room BAFTA. You find me here every other day. Yes. No, look, in all seriousness, it's terrific to meet you. Tell us a little bit about Marquee TV. It's your baby, so to speak, and it's relatively new to the space. It launched in 2018, is that correct?
We are going to be a year old on July the 11th. Mark that date.
Hello.
We're running some specials for our regular users. Look, we wanted to build, Netflix is great, and all these services are great, but if you're really into something, if you have a passion, and one of my co-founders, their passion is arts and culture, is dance and ballet and opera and theatre, and you can find some of that stuff on Netflix, but you can't really find the good stuff, and it's not packaged and presented.
No.
So we went around and we found the greatest arts performances in the world, but any performing arts, documentaries, in HD, 4K, 8K, and we packaged them up from the greatest Royal Opera House, the Bolshoi, the New York City Ballet, all the best performing houses in the world, and created a service out of it. Because why shouldn't artists and arts organisations have a service as good as Netflix for what they do?
Absolutely. And the Financial Times have said that you are like the Netflix of the arts. So tell me, is the arts a passion of yours? Was it a passion project that grew into a business, or where did the idea stem from?
Well, do you know what? Don't tell my team.
No.
But I'm the boring business guy.
Okay.
I'm not the content. No, the truth is, and I talked about it a bit earlier, I'm quite old. 20 years ago, January, when I was at the BBC, I helped do the planning for when Sky Digital launched in the UK, digital TV. And
just a small brand, never heard of.
And I wrote the plan for all the BBC's new services. And one of the services I wrote a plan for, but we didn't do, was an arts channel.
Okay.
And so 20 years ago, I had that idea, and I kind of started to look at the research and what was the audience, and they're underserved, and they're upmarket, and they're willing to pay. That there's amazing content out there that isn't being exploited.
Right.
And I'm a media entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
And it's like, usually the challenge is, how do you find the content without paying a fortune for it? It was already there. They already filmed it, right? Or they film it, even now, they'll film it for a live stream to cinemas.
Sure.
Only don't use the rights beyond that.
Yes.
And then the other challenge when you're an entrepreneur building a media business is, how do I get an audience? And actually, you can find these audiences because they already go to the Donmar Warehouse or Sadler's Wells or the Royal Opera. So, and they exist in lists. And sometimes they might even pay to be a member.
Yes,
or a friend.
they're members of many clubs and associations.
So you can build a media business that isn't really a media business. It's a membership club. It brings together, it aggregates at some scale, and you can do this globally. We'll come to Sydney. We'll have the Sydney Opera House.
Hello.
Actually, Australia is the next on our list.
Fantastic. That was my next question, actually, but keep going. Where you are, in which markets? Is it Canada and UK?
US, UK, and Canada right now. We have a team in New York, and we're doing some stuff in Canada later this year.
Fantastic.
So focusing on those three markets. But the tech platform we've built, we can turn on in any app store country in the world. 113, I think there are now.
Right.
But we want to do it respectfully and properly.
Yes.
So when we go live in Australia, which we will do at some point.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. You'll be the first to know, and exclusive for you.
Excellent.
We'll obviously want to have some local partners. We've already got some local content, but through distributors.
Of course.
We want to have a proper partnership with the Sydney Opera House, or whoever the big theatre groups are. And we'll want to have some local media partnerships.
Yes.
And we'll want to be working with Nova Radio or Foxtel, whatever. We'll want to do all of that.
Yeah.
And that means a little bit of effort and being on the ground. And it's an excuse for me to go to Sydney.
Oh, well, that's never bad.
Anyway.
That's never a bad thing. That's never a bad thing. Now, tell me, something that's quite interesting about your proposition is that you kind of target what's called the culture curious consumer. Can you tell us a little bit about what embodies a culture curious consumer? And obviously you've touched upon it, how you tap into those audiences with marketing and associations and partnerships. But what is that? And can you give it a demographic? Can you give it a geography? Can you give it...
Do you know, you've obviously done your research. Well done, parlay me. Yeah, look, we've got 3 target groups, right? So the one we call the devotees. They're people who are going to the theatre, going to dance, going to performing arts productions.
Right.
They're easy to target.
Sure.
They're usually a bit more upmarket. They're usually a little bit older, and they are dedicated.
Right.
There's a second group that our marketing team call the FOMOs, fear of missing out. That's me, right?
Yeah.
I've got 3 small kids.
Yes.
I don't go out anymore at all. But I still love this stuff, right? And back in the day, I would go, see a dance production or go to the theatre.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't tell our production partners. I'd rather watch it at home. On my big TV.
You're a bit like me.
Right, with my drink, I can pause and go to the bathroom.
Absolutely.
I can, if I'm tired, I can watch it in 3 nights instead
At your
of 1
leisure.
night.
At your leisure.
That fear of missing out, that audience are a little bit the culture curious. So they maybe used to go and they're lapsed, or they're kind of in a life stage like me where, just the idea of going out, I'd literally rather stay at home. If you live in the Northeast or somewhere else where you don't have access, that's really important. So there are people who might not, especially young audiences, that's our third group.
Right.
We call them experientials, and they're really culture curious.
Yes.
They're kids who live everything through this device.
Yes.
Right? They would, if you tried to take them to the Royal Ballet, they would
Forget
never
it.
go.
Yeah.
Right? We talked to the guy who runs the Royal Ballet, and he says, we've got 2 problems, the word royal and the word ballet.
Right.
But you show them these amazing 18-year-old dancers doing amazing.
Yeah.
And you show that to an 18-year-old kid, and it will blow them away, right? And that's how we bring them into arts and culture.
I love it. I love it. You guys are doing many things. Now, I know we're here to talk about Marquee TV, and I do want to talk about it a little bit longer, and then I want to go on some other things. But with Marquee TV, tell me, you are a VOD platform. Are you an app, companion app? Can you get it on any device? Are you everywhere? Like, what's your strategy?
We are everywhere. So it's an app, but you can get it. It's a web app too. You can get it through your browser. We're on Amazon, Apple, tvOS, Android, coming to Roku,
there you
coming
go.
to Samsung,
Roku, we love Roku.
coming to all the big platforms.
Yeah,
so we're going to be all
great.
the big platforms.
Fantastic.
So it's got, we've only been going a year, right?
Yeah,
The year 1 has been about licensing literally the best content in the world.
Yes.
Tick.
Yes.
And getting the kind of the basic apps, so Amazon, Apple, Android, etc. That's all done. This year is about working much more deeply with the partners that we, the arts organisations. So remember, they're not. It's not like your Netflix licensing 10,000 hours of movies off somebody. That's a B2B trade that is Warner's have been selling movies to home entertainment for 50 years.
Sure.
We're going and working with the Donmar Warehouse with their precious live productions to get them filmed, to get them captured.
Nice.
So it's just a different dynamic, right, and a different relationship.
So are you doing a bit of original content and licensing, or more on the licensing side? What's the percentage?
We have is kind of this pyramid where what we did for year 1 was go out and license everything that's great. For year 2, which we're in now, we're now doing co-productions with partners.
Right.
So we want this season's content. So if you look in the app today, if you go to Marquee TV, download Marquee TV, you'll see Royal Opera House content from the last few seasons. This year you'll have this year's stuff as well.
Fantastic.
Because we'll have it as it comes live to cinema, as it's live in production. And then from next year we'll have some original productions as well. And actually, hopefully we will be in a position to announce some of those.
How exciting!
If you're around on July 11th, come, we're going to have a little gathering.
I'm around. I'm never far.
You're my new best friend.
Thank you.
We're going to have one party. And if all goes well, we will announce our first original at that event.
I love this. Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned. You
can bring the camera guys.
Okay, Walter, you behind the camera lens. But tell me really quickly, you wear many hats. I stalked your LinkedIn, and what actually popped up to me is that you have the title A Parallel Entrepreneur. Can you tell us a little bit what that entails? I mean, I'm guessing it means you do many entrepreneurial activities, but...
Well, look, the people always describe themselves as a serial entrepreneur, right? And they do one thing, and then they do another thing, and then do another thing. Life isn't that simple, right, actually. And I'm trying to be a bit more honest about it. People are usually juggling a number of things because they don't know what's going to work. I've been doing this for a long time now, and we know Maidthorn, which is our incubator, we focus on global, passion-led content niches, right? So we've got arts and culture. We've also got a business called Country Line and country music.
Which Elton John invested in,
That's
right?
He's a big country fan.
Yeah.
So it's another of these niche. I mean, it's not a niche in the States, that is very fast growing, but small under the radar in the UK and in Australia and other markets. So we invest in places like that. So and I've always got 2 or 3 things on the go. So the way I describe it is, I've got 3 kids, right?
Yes.
It doesn't mean that I don't love them equally
Right.
and I can't spend time with them all.
Right.
In the same way, we've got 3 businesses. There's
Yes.
Maythorn, the mothership, Marquee, and Countryline.
Yep.
And there's always something else bubbling along.
Sure.
But they're all in the same space.
Got it.
I don't think I get away with it with my investor group if I was running a cruise ship over here and a property business over
Sure,
here. They're all
sure.
in digital content. Like, that's the only thing I really know anything about.
Yeah, arts and entertainment. I love it. And I do love country music. And when I saw that you guys had Countryline, I did get quietly excited. So
Right.
can you talk to that just a little bit? I know we're here for Marquee TV, but can you speak to anything about Countryline?
Well, look, I mean, the truth is, Maythorn, our incubator, is basically a network. So there's 100-odd people who kind of come and work on projects with us.
Right.
And the true story, origin story, is I was pitching Marquee to someone. I was saying, look, it's about underserved niches and
Yes.
super serving this passionate audience
Right.
and culture curious. And Natalie Cox, my co-founder, she was in the building on something else. And she went, when this guy had left, she went, you know what else is an underserved niche? Country music. And there are country curious people as well.
Yes.
There's 8 million country fans in the UK. Now, they wouldn't describe themselves. They don't
Right.
realize they're listening to Lady Antebellum, and that's country music.
Right.
And she took me along to this event, C2C, at the O2, where 80,000 crazy country fans come and congregate. And I thought, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
So we used some of the same model, some of the same technology, and we built an app, again, for every device, Countryline.tv.
Fantastic. I'll put a link, guys. Check it out.
And I think we should do an offer. You
Yes.
know that,
Well, hello. We love offers.
We did, I just was speaking at the conference before January, probably saw, and we did an offer for the conference delegates. Well, let's do one for Parlay Me.
Yes.
I keep looking
Thank
down
you.
at you to make sure I say Parlay Me right.
Of course.
And let's do a super special offer code for you guys too.
So, we love this. So we'll put details. Let us know.
Get you a 6-month free trial for all of your lucky listeners and viewers.
Amazing.
And see where we go. And do you know what? It turns out there are some people who like arts and culture and country music.
Yeah, right. That's me. Literally, that's me. Okay, fantastic. So thank you so much. I want to kind of not wrap this up, but there is 2 questions we always ask here at Parlay Me, and they're equally important. You might need a stiff drink. No, I'm just joking. No, the first one's more on the serious side. So, we're all entrepreneurs to some extent. You're an investor as well, a business leader. Is there someone that kind of, I hate to use the term you look up to, but someone that kind of you put on the pedestal for entrepreneurship? It could be someone we don't know. It could be someone you met today. It could be your dog. I mean, I love my dog. But someone or something that you kind of think embodies what it is to be an entrepreneur.
Well, do you know, I've got a really unconventional answer to that, which is that, it's my team. I mean, we find all my co-founders have never done businesses before. Right. So I've been knocking around in digital video since there was any digital video. So kind of I know this space. This is my domain.
Yeah.
Natalie is a great example. Natalie Cox, she was an actor, right? She happened to be in the office on something else. Yeah. She would never think to be an entrepreneur or start a business. Yeah. But, we came together around this idea and I said, let's create a company.
Yeah.
And she has been utterly inspiring. She'd never done this stuff before, but she's driving it through. And we've always had female co-founders.
Yes, I noticed that.
We've often had people who've never been in business before, but they know the domain or they bring some special skills to it. Fantastic. And those are the people who inspire me to do it. It's like, people look up to the usual,
Elon Musk, whatever.
But I think it isn't about that. I think being an entrepreneur is about just seizing the day and going out and making something happen that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And if you do it from that point of view, that point of passion, you'll make it into a business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And surround yourself with inspiring people. It's so important. You're with them probably more than you are your entire family. You spend more time with your co-workers than anyone else. So make them sure they're great people. And lastly, but not least, if you were a gambling man, and I'm just guessing you might be, but maybe you're not. We're not endorsing gambling, people. No endorsement of gambling here. But if you were, would you be a blackjack, a roulette, or a poker player?
Ooh, I do like a bit of blackjack.
A little bit of blackjack.
My wife is a roulette fiend, like a fiend.
I'm a bit of a roulette girl too.
But given that I'm in the country game,
Yes.
we should probably say poker. That should be my final
that's
answer,
true. Actually, that's
it isn't just luck.
That's true. No, there's a bit of strategy going on there.
There's a bit of strategy going on. So let's go poker.
Okay, let's go poker. All right, guys, with a bit of black, we have poker face. I can do poker face, probably better at the poker table, I hope so. Look, it was such a delight to meet you. Thank you so much, Simon. And check it out, guys, we've got Marquee.tv. We've also got Country Line, they're all there. Look at the links, check them out, and look, have a fabulous Videoscape conference.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Smiling at a stranger, heart on your sleeve, and love thy neighbor no matter.